Hello, this is Patrick. Welcome to Chart Built Wealth, profitable investing with technical analysis. Well, a good day for the market and a good day for the buy recommendations, as all of them were up today. And so let's get into it. I'm going to make this brief. The S&P 500. So again, this is a daily chart, goes back approximately 8 months. Here's where I got bearish. Here's where I went neutral. And I'm expecting another up, maybe one more up day. If it gets to 757.50 tomorrow, I will go short again. And while you don't see a lot on this chart, uh, to kind of solidify that recommendation on the intraday chart, there is some resistance there. So I was expecting a bounce. We're getting a bounce. It's playing out as expected. We got an FOMC meeting, starts tomorrow and ends Wednesday, so there'll be some volatility after that. But I'm expecting lower lows coming, so uh, glad to be neutral. Rare Earth Strategic Metals ETF, REMX is a symbol. Had a great update today, up 3%. The market was up, what, 30 points, maybe a half of a percent. And, most of these recommendations are really outperforming the broader index. So you can see the inverse head and shoulders pattern here, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, downward sloping neckline. 47.5 is our price projection. It hit 44 today. And so, again, I'm expecting higher prices. I got my stop down at 40. Antero Resources had a big day, up 3.5%. We were bullish down here, went neutral here with about a 6% gain in 3 days. Jumped back on that yesterday, and then today saw a big push up. And the bigger picture is showing a lot higher prices. So Antero Resources, both rare earth that we looked at previously, and Antero Resources. If you got long them, you should have been selling a little bit into the close. If it's down, either one of these are down tomorrow, I will be buying them. I'll be adding to my position, and that's the way it works. I sell on green, I buy on red. Small amounts. I sell small amounts on green, I buy more on red. But Antero Resources looks great. Saudi Arabia looking a lot better after a couple of down days after the recommendation. And I did articulate that I expected that. Um, we had a nice update today, up 1.5%, again, more than the S&P 500. And going to try to break out of this big consolidation again. This is a weekly chart, so each one of these bars represents a week of price action. Since today is only Monday, we only have one day there, but still got my stop down at 39. I'd like to get it up here to around 40, but I don't want to do that too quickly. So Saudi Arabia looks great, or I should say better. China, uh, another big up week, another big up day. This is a weekly chart. Each bar represents a week, but since today's Monday, it was only today's price action so far, up 2.36%, again, outperforming our market. The world is outperforming our market. If you look at, I wish I had some European stocks. They're really on fire also. But FXI, the large cap China ETF, we're starting to get overbought here again. So what do you do? Like today, I sold a few shares. And when you get a down day, you buy it. You buy some. I'm not buying. more than I sell at this point because of how extended this market is from where we got involved way back in, I believe it was May of 2024. But it looks great. Excelon, the utility company, had an up day up a 0.5%, pretty much in line with the market. It's still got farther to go based on the pattern. The pattern is suggesting 51. We got as high as 45 a couple of weeks ago. And so everything looks good here. I still got my stop way down. I want to bring it up here, but I don't want to do it too soon. So Exelon looks great. I wouldn't be, let's go back. I wouldn't be buying a ton here because it's already had a huge move. So we're trying to manage the position we have at this point in time. I wouldn't be initiating a new position today on Exelon because of where we're at. You know, maybe last week when it was down around 43 would have been a good point to do that, especially with me going to possibly turn bearish back on the market here tomorrow or the next day. Treasuries, this is a great addition to anybody's portfolio, and I think the potential is really big. Here we got a two and a half, about a 2 year pattern, an inverse head and shoulders pattern, left shoulder, bottom of the head, right shoulder, neckline. We got a 103 price projection. This was slightly up today, but we've had a chance over the last couple of weeks to add to our position, and I got larger. If the market goes down, I expect treasuries historically have done well. It doesn't mean they have to, but it is a tendency. And so I definitely want to have a large holding in treasuries, both the 10-year treasury, IEF, TLT, the 20-year treasury, IEI, the 5-year treasury, SHY, the 2-year treasury. All of those look great. Copper, this has been tough. So I got neutral a few days ago, back on, I believe it was Thursday of last week. This is the actual chart of copper, the commodity. I also have been showing you CPER, which is the ETF. CPER, the ETF, has slightly broken out of this pattern, this big ascending triangle. But copper itself, the actual commodity, is hitting its head now on resistance. So while I want to chase the ETF, which is what you actually buy or what I actually buy, um, I'm reluctant to, just turning neutral. I think it was up about 1.3% today. So we're going to be watching this closely. It's going to be dicey with the FOMC meeting. I'm not jumping back to bullish at this point. If I miss it, I miss it, but I'm not going to chase. Um, so that's copper. Silver up 0.33% today. Not a big day for silver, but it's had many big days. So I sold a couple shares of silver. Last week I was selling on this up move. Sentiment's getting very bullish on silver, so you got to be careful here. I definitely am. Every day it's up, I sell a little bit. That's the way that I do that. The larger pattern is saying we got a lot more upside in silver. Actually, about a $64 price projection in SLV, but again, it doesn't go up in a straight line. What if you bought it here at approximately 32 and it went down to 26? You go, oh boy, that pad is really a crazy investment, guys. So be careful. This isn't the time to be initiating a position. Oil, this is a contrarian call. So this is the ETF OILK. Most people think with the slowing economy, oil's going to go down, and the sentiment is pretty bearish on it. And I'm buying it here. So today it was up 0.81 on OILK. This is a ETF for oil. You don't get a K1 from, so it's not as much of a hassle to do your taxes. And we got our stop down at 39. I'll show you actual crude oil. Here we are. Major support is 65, and it was up a quarter of a percent or a third of a percent today. We have a bullish hammer last week, but sometimes, I got my stop a little bit lower here, especially on the ETF, because sometimes they'll try to shake people out and they'll jerk the price down and get you to sell your position. And by the end of the day or the end of the week, it's back up within the structure. So, got to be careful here. Don't react too fast, especially on intraday moves. But the potential for oil is really big. If it ever breaks through 75, it can go a long, long way. On the flip side, if it breaks 65, don't be surprised if you see me short it. But I think right now you're right on the support line. This is definitely where you want to buy. If you were short, say you were smart enough to short it up here, this is where you'd be covering your short. So that's a little color on crude oil. Last but not least, platinum, up about 1% today. And this is a big structure. So this is just a lot of churning back and forth, the bulls and the bears fighting it out. And as it gets closer to the apex, it's uh, getting wound tight. And when it breaks either way, up or down, it's going to go very quickly. So um, we got our stop down at 85. Here's where we bought. And so we're in good shape. Thank you for watching Chart Built Wealth, Profitable Investing with Technical Analysis. Please like and subscribe. Tell your friends and family. Uh, Again, I say this every time, but the recommendations have been solid. Thank you. Have a great evening. Good trading to you tomorrow. Adios.